prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters' core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Please, let's give ourselves a round of applause. In Toastmasters, we applaud a lot. If a Toastmaster is a car, then an applause is its plural. Okay. At this point in time, without any waste of time, I would like to call on the next speaker for today. The next speaker for today is quite known. She is a strategically minded finance professional with over 10 years of experience. She is a chartered banker, project management professional, and a communications coach. She loves to read and dance. She enjoys travels, volunteering, movies, sports, and she loves to laugh. She really does. For example, Toastmaster Chidi, you're looking dashing today. You better open your camera and laugh. Oh.
I've already laughed.
She strives to put smiles on the faces of people around her. She joined Toastmasters in 2016 as a chartered member of the AWN Toastmasters Club, and she has served in various categories at the club, area, and division level. She is the immediate past club president, the area director, and the immediate past program quality director for Division F. Her educational achievements include proficiency in innovative planning and effective coaching, and she is a two-time Triple Crown Award recipient, 2019 and 2020. She has also achieved the highly coveted Distinguished Toastmaster Award. She is the District 94 Division F Director. Her personal mantra is Kaizen, which means continuous improvement. Please, with an applause or an actual one, please let's welcome the Division Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Chidi Chukwudi Madu.
Thank you most graciously, Toastmaster Abubakar. You really did make me smile. I think I chuckled a bit. Well, thank you for your kind words and your warm introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Toastmasters. Good afternoon, friends of Toastmasters. Good afternoon, Lagos Business School. Well, this is a virtual world. I should say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're joining us from today. I'm super excited to welcome you to this, the first of its kind, a collaborative meeting between Toastmasters and the Lagos Business School. And what we'll be discussing today is all about personal development and its return on interest. As a Toastmaster, we understand the importance of personal development. We are Toastmasters because we want to be better versions of ourselves. We want to be of value. Just like Albert Einstein said, that we should strive not for success, but to be of value. And I strongly believe in that. I strongly believe in continuous improvement, because the only way you can grow, the only way you can be better is by striving to improve on yourself every day. My mom will always say that the only person you should be in competition with is yourself. Be better than you were yesterday. Strive to be better than you are today. If you do that, then you will certainly grow. And while you're at it, you will be of value to people around you and to your generation. Helen Keller, an American poet, has said that alone we can do so little, but together we can achieve much more. Now imagine bringing together Toastmasters, a brand that is synonymous to spiffing achievements, and a pan-Atlantic university, the Lagos Business School, that is focused on training, on building leaders. Imagine what it would be bringing two brands together. Trust me, you're in for a jolly good ride. And I am happy that I'm getting to experience this with everyone on this call and everyone who is watching us, because we're streaming live on YouTube. So thank you for being here. And I look forward to us achieving greater things together. What we're doing today is to provide a platform for the Lagos Business School to introduce to us their master plan. It's supporting Toastmasters developing and grooming leaders, while we are providing a platform for the Lagos Business School to allow its students to have a do as you go. So it's live, it's direct, it's dynamic, a platform that would enable them to practice what they're taught in theory. So fasten your seatbelts and come on this journey with us. Today, there's a dashing young man who would be our Toastmaster of the day. In the secular world, you call him the master of ceremony. And this man, dashing young man, has a nickname, not because he's dashing, but because he's someone who is a maestro. So when it comes to engaging his audience, when it comes to keeping people glued, he is the person to call. Don't let me take the shine away. I would want his introduction to be done by someone who is also a Superman on the MIC. I would want our SAA for today, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba, to introduce our Toastmaster of the day. And if you are observant, you will understand why I want him to do that introduction. Toastmaster Abubakar, the virtual lectern is yours.
Thank you so much, Madam Didi, for those kind words. The next person, I call him the microphone magician. He is a business development executive who joined Toastmasters in 2014. He likes to drive, speak, and dance. He is also a master of ceremonies and compare. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, please give welcome to Toastmaster Chisum. Toastmaster Chisum.
Hey, listen. With that kind of intro, I'm not about to just jump in here like that. I need to come in with my music and my Ashebi squad. So just give me 10 seconds, please. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, stop it. Oh, come on, stop it. Take your seat, come on, stop it. It's okay. Just a little bit more. Okay, now, stop it now. How you guys doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much, Madam Didi. Thank you so much, TM Gimba, for that introduction. I mean, I was hoping that some people would think that TMOD means too much Owoda, but since you've already exposed me to be Toastmaster of the day, that's what it is, my people. But I'm still working towards the too much money, right? Welcome. It's so good to have you here, Toastmasters International. So good to have you here, Lagos Business School. Please, I see that we have about 66 people here. Can you please go to the comments? The beautiful thing about when we used to have smaller meetings, I mean, Toastmasters is growing and that's great, but I used to tell people that one of the good things we had at the beginning when we were few was that when we came to a meeting, we would be maybe like 10, 15, and so we would be able to go around, and touch everyone. But as we're growing, we're having to pay for, that. So we will not be able to allow everyone talk. I would love to meet everyone. So please just go to the comments, type your name and tell us where you're just, you can say, For me, for example, I'll say Chisom Lagos or Chisom US or Chisom London, right? Or Chisom Canada. So just put your name, tell us where you're, where you're joining us from, and I will send a shout out to as many people as I can. We would also love for you to put on your cameras. Thank you. I see TM Joy looking beautiful. TM Lawa, I love this, your walking closet. It's so beautiful. I see our grammarian TM Abby. I want to see more beautiful faces. So you don't have to put on your mic, but just put on your video, so that we can, see you and as we progress. So thank you so much. I see Abubakar Gimba, it's you that will be from Togo. Why can't it's just some Canada that I choose, please. Your own is Togo. So I see Angel from Ileife, I see Tolulope from Lagos, Eye from Warri, Obeyemi from Lagos, Chichi from Lagos, Toyin from Abuja, Fahad from Abuja, Ladi from Ogun, Big Mike from New York City, Ikechukwu from Lagos, Rose, the Rose, with a Rose. I love that name, especially the way you put the flower just by it, from Ileife. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, Toastmasters, it's as well, even if you do not know, we'll find out as we go on today. Thank you, everyone. Please keep putting those in the comments. I'm not the only one that will be recognizing. We just want to know the people that we're here with, right? We're a public speaking and leadership organization, and today you're going to have a fantastic experience, right? The first thing that I will tell you is please be open, both to learning and to engaging, right? Networking. And one other thing you need to know about Toastmasters is that we're constantly learning. And so on that note, I'm going to be handing over to virtual lectern, to somebody who will be in charge of our learning today, because one of the things that we do in Toastmasters, we love feedback. We call it our breakfast. And so we have a full team of professionals from far and wide, north and south, east and west, different parts of the world, and we're bringing them to you today so that they can help us learn better. And those people are led by somebody who I am always happy to see in any Toastmasters meeting, except when it's time for table topics. She's always beating me. I don't know why. I'm still going to beat her one day. I'd like to welcome people. Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne, a business analyst who loves to read and travel. She's got me on both. We're very similar in both. She's also the Vice President Education at Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Joy, please take it away. Put your hands together for her.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chisom. I am absolutely excited to be here, and I love the energy. There's so much anticipation, and somewhere in my heart I was thinking, I wish I wasn't a Toastmaster. I wish I was on the other side of the divide so that I can anticipate what is going to happen. But yes, as they have introduced me, my name is Toastmaster Joy, and good morning, bonjour, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from today. We say a big welcome. So I am the General Evaluator, and since we're in Pan-Atlantic University, you could imagine me as your class captain or your class rep, and my job is to make sure that everything goes smoothly in the course of the meeting, whether it's the timing, whether it's the handover, whether someone is not available. I have to quickly look for a replacement. And for anything to go well, you cannot walk alone. And as Johnny Walker says, I never walk alone. I would not be doing that by myself. I have put together, handpicked, specially a team to work with me on this project. So the first person on the roll, I beg your pardon, I would be introducing is the erudite Toastmaster Abimbola Showemimo, who will double as a grammarian as well as the accountant for the meeting. I'm not going to tell you what that entails. I will let her introduce the role, but just give me a minute and let me tell you a very teeny-weeny bit about Toastmaster Abby. She's an example of an unbridled commitment to service excellence with an eclectic career spanning over 35 years old in brand marketing and customer service. She is a certified John Maxwell coach, speaker, trainer. She's very bubbly and enjoys meeting people. She's a mother of 3 and a grandmother of 4. Her mantra is, age is just a number. Come on, Toastmaster Abby. I'd love to see you on the dance floor. Please introduce your role.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster Joy, you don't want to see me on the dance floor because I'm going to beat you hands down.
Yes, anybody that will beat Joy or something, I'm behind you.
Thank you so much. A quick one. I saw when you were saying you never walk alone, I saw someone like, putting his hands up, trying to show us that he's a Liverpool fan. Okay, we know. Thank you, Olamriwaju. And someone is showing that he's Arsenal. Well, we'll have to borrow some goalkeepers for the next match. Right, let me go. Let me go on to my job for today. So as a grammarian, the word for today is crackerjacker. Sorry, yeah, that's it, crackerjacker. Crackerjacker. Abubakar, are you going to show it up? If not, I just take it on. Crackerjacker. It's a noun and it's also an adjective. And in the US, it's a slang. It's an informal word. So if you're American and you attend baseball games, you'd know that it's that, popcorn and nut covered caramel thing that you buy. That's a crackerjacker. It's also used for the US Marine, the Navy. It's that blue, traditional blue uniform that they have when you enlist. That's also a crackerjacker. Now for us in the UK, a crackerjacker is what? An excellent and a good thing. You have a good team. And I said, so at LBS, you have a crackerjacker team. And Abubakar says, an MBA from Lagos Business School is a crackerjack. Oh, did I say crackerjacker? It's crackerjack. So yeah, it's crackerjack. You see, when you're so excited to see a lot of people from all over the world, you sometimes get it wrong. It's crackerjack, crackerjack. Thank you so much. So during the course of the meeting, I would take note of the people who use the word crackerjack, how many times it's used, if it's used correctly, because what we have learned over the years is that everyone wants to use a word and then they don't, they don't realize how they're using it. So the word is crackerjack. It's an exceptionally good thing. And it's a crackerjack Toastmaster from MBA, an MBA from Lagos Business School is a crackerjack. Thank you so much, the Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abby. That was such a crackerjack introduction. So that's my first use for the day. The next person on my team is the versatile timekeeper in the person of Toastmaster Ruth Ijoma. Toastmaster Ruth joined Toastmasters in 2019. She's an admin personnel and she loves coordinating, dancing, and eating. She's won so many speech contests at the club level, area level, and division level. She is the Vice President Public Relations for Division F, as well as the Vice President Membership at Lighthouse Toastmasters. Toastmaster Ruth, could you please introduce your role?
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Toastmaster Ruth is in an area that is quite noisy. So she has given me the mandate to introduce her role, but she will be able to take care of the role as we go along. With your permission, of course, I would like to go ahead, please.
Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. You see, in Toastmasters, we take time very seriously. We know that you have learned how to speak. We know that you have found your voice and you want an audience. You want to be able to influence people. But Toastmasters is saying, okay, constrict your ideas in a limited amount of time so that you can fine tune it, make it good, so that the unnecessary information in your speech will be taken out. And the only thing that will be presented is a concise speech with a flowing idea. So today, the timer, Toastmaster Ruth, will do that by using 3 tools, which we call the time cards. For example, in today's meeting, we have 3 sessions. We have the table topics, evaluations, and the prepared speeches. So a table topic is supposed to last for 1 to 2 minutes, a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. So at the first minute, you will see the green card like this. It means you've attained the minimum amount of time required for your speech to be eligible to be voted for. As you go along and you reach 1 minute, 30 seconds, you will see the yellow card like this. It means you should start rounding up to conclude your speech. Once you reach the second minute, you will see the red card. The red card simply means you've reached the end of your speech. However, you have a grace of 30 seconds to actually conclude, or else you will be disqualified for voting. Same principle goes for evaluations. An evaluation is for 2 to 3 minutes. So at the second minute, you see the green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you see the yellow card. Then at the third minute, you'll see the red card. Then finally, for prepared speeches, today's speeches are for 5 to 7 minutes, which means at the 5th minute, you see the green card. At the 6th minute, you see the yellow card. Then at the 7th minute, you see the red card. Remember, once you see the red card, it means you have 30 seconds to round up. Finally, the timer would also time other activities in the meeting to ensure we conclude on time. For example, transition between role players, introductions, and role players reports. So I would urge us to be mindful of time as we look at the card, and I hand over control back to the general evaluator, Mr. Joy.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abubakar. Toastmaster Abubakar has just exemplified one of the things that's very important with Toastmasters. When one person is not available, we do not leave any gaps. The other person just picks up after the person. I would be introducing one more person, and then I would double back to Toastmaster Abby. Like I introduced her, she's playing 2 roles and she only explained one. So the next person I would introduce is the listening evaluator in the person of Toastmaster Ayongbemi Ayonshiji, who joined Toastmasters in 2020. He's an audit consultant who enjoys reading and listening to music, most especially Asha songs. He's the former sergeant at arms and the current secretary at Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. So with a warm virtual round of applause, can we have Toastmaster Ayonshiji Ayongbemi?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is very interesting to be at your midst today. And today I'll be playing the listening evaluator, which is quite simple. At the Toastmaster meeting, we expect that while you speak, you should also cultivate the habit of listening. So as a listening evaluator, I'll be taking note of every of the speeches and what the speakers are saying. And I'll come back at the end of the meeting to ask some questions to test how well you have listened to each of these speeches. So I expect everyone to take notes because we don't expect you to just listen to just talk. Also take the cultivate the habit of listening and also get to know what each of the speakers are saying. So at the end of the meeting, as I said again, at the end of the meeting, I'll come back to ask some questions to test how well we have listened. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that quick and concise introduction. Like I said earlier, I will double back to Toastmaster Abby, who is our grammarian as well as our counter. So Toastmaster Abby, could you please quickly introduce your role as the counter for today?
Thank you very much. This is the Crackerjack lady back again. So this time I'm doubling as the R counter. And what we do in Toastmasters is to introduce us to speaking fluently with no pause fillers. Now, what are pause fillers? When we say the and the R's and the you know, and I always say, when you say so, it depends on the context of using it. So sometimes people get it wrong and say, because you use the word so, it's a pause filler. It depends on how you're using it. So I went to Lagos. It's not a pause filler, but you're talking, you say, so, so you've done 2 things. You've said the so and the So that's the difference. I'd want Toastmasters to know that. It's not every so that is a pause filler. So what I'm looking around for now is people who use pause fillers in their speeches. I really hope that we don't have a lot of pause fillers. Thank you very much, the General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abby. And on that note, I have introduced all of my team members who would be working with me today. I will be handing over back to the Toastmaster of the day. Who wants to win me at anything? I'm just warning you. I don't want you to cultivate the habit of being a loser. So
Coming for you.
I will be handing over to Toastmaster Chisom Ojuku. Thank you very much.
Thank you, TM Joy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our beautiful team. We're looking forward to a crackerjack of a meeting. I should probably warn everyone that I intend to use this word as much as possible. I intend to be the most and the best user of this word today. So starting with you, TM Joy, if you want to challenge me, please feel free to take a shot at it, you know. Also, I would urge all of us to please listen, because the listening evaluators bit at the end is usually very much fun, but it's much more fun if we listen, right? And at the same time, don't let your fear of pause failure stop you from, opening up to speak at certain times, okay? At the end of the day, we're still trying not to use them as much as possible. Now, we're moving on to one of the fun parts of this, of every Toastmaster meeting, which is the table topics section. Now, I would just give you a tip if you're a new person to a Toastmasters meeting. Don't run away at this time. Don't turn off your camera at this time, because they're probably going to be looking for the people whose cameras are switched off. But I mean, just saying what I'm saying, I would like to hand over to the person who will be our table topics master for today. Table topics master joined Toastmasters in 2017. He's an IT specialist and a fashion designer. He loves watching football, reading, and dancing salsa. He's also the current president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. Good people, join me with a virtual or real round of applause as we welcome Toastmaster Lanre Lawal.
Thank you very much, most kindly, Toastmaster Chisom Ojuku. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you very much. It's going to be a crackerjack table topic section. And stay tuned as we paddle on this ship. Why table topic? Table topic session within a Toastmaster meeting is where you will be given an opportunity to practice an impromptu speaking. A table topic master as a ham will be your host in this session within the next 5 minutes. And I will be asking a couple of questions, and I would love you to nominate yourself, because I see people wants to win each other. There's a time to play to win. If you are truly a good fan of yourself, not the other red fan. Now, we set the ball rolling. By virtue of some default in some of our meetings, you see the general evaluator being the first nominee, but I think she wants to take a back seat for today. So Toastmaster Chisom, I don't know if you really want to nominate yourself or you nominate someone. We can have several nominees, but at the end of the day, we have someone that will win the award anyway. So I'll set the ball rolling. I have a couple of questions here. I'll need you to nominate yourself, or I will be scouting for people that their videos are not on, and this can be an opportunity to see people that their videos are not on to nominate them. So I'm going on. You can put on the chat box your name and I will call upon you. I have a couple of questions here. And I have mentors here that I have the liberty to nominate my mentors and have veterans. And if you're a guest, you can nominate and you can taste how it looks like. And you have the opportunity to speak for 2 minutes. Now, Danla the Fahad, Are you a Toastmaster or a guest?
I'm a guest.
You're a guest. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I see someone nominating Bright. I'll come to you. Let me nominate one of my veterans and we'll take it
All
up
right.
from there.
All right.
Toastmaster DTM Big Mike, can you hear me clearly? Big Mike or Motor Show, can you hear me clearly, please?
Yes, I can hear you, my president.
Good. You'll never walk alone. I don't know if you're a Liverpool fan, but I would need you to be a crackerjack to be more comfortable.
United forever.
Okay, United. We're together. But I hope the money you spent on Ronaldo will not be wasteful this afternoon.
No, he's a crackerjack already.
Now, I have 3 questions. I would like you to choose one. Do I choose any for you, sir?
Any works fine. Yes, please.
Okay. Now, this is the question. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? 2 minutes.
Thank you, the Table Topics Master. That is a crackerjack of a question because eating one meal for the rest of my life appears like a very difficult thing to do. However, my strategy to responding will be to pick what we call the fisherman's pepper soup. The fisherman's pepper soup virtually has almost everything in it. And every time I'll have to do that, it makes life a lot easier because then I can adjust the variety in there and also change the composition of the ingredients so that when I want some more of the proteins or more of the carbohydrates or even more of the fats, that way I still get to enjoy a balanced diet. I think the strategy will be to ensure that whatever I get to eat for the rest of my life also sustains me so that I can get enough glucose to be able to sustain my ATP production, which is used for energy, and also have some fat reserves for when the need arises. And finally, protein for proteinogenesis when there is need for an extra allocation of energy that the glucose level will not be able to provide. And do not forget that the fisherman's pepper soup is basically water. So I'll automatically have enough fluid to sustain me all through. I hope with those few points, I've been able to convince everybody in the house to try out fisherman's pepper soup. It's also very healthy, as it is delicious and very, very affordable. The Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much. Bravo. Bravo. That's what you hear from a veteran and a distinguished. You can give a virtual round of applause while we move on. I have one of my friend here. I just meeting him online now. My friend, my newfound friend is Danladi Fahad. Danladi Fahad, can I hear you please say hi? Danladi Fahad.
Hi, hello everyone.
Do you like to watch movie? And are you conversant with Nigerian movies?
I watch movies, but I don't really like Nigerian movies.
Okay, but okay. So, but have you watched The King of Boys 2?
Not at all, but I've seen some adverts flying around.
And okay. So I need you to be comfortable with the next question I'm going to ask anyway. But okay, now let me ask you this question. If you're not confident with movie, but I'll ask you random questions. So I have 2 more questions left. What's your favorite way to waste time online? What's your favorite way to waste time online? 2 minutes. Danladi, over to you.
Okay. So hello everyone. This is my first time here. And I personally am someone that is afraid of speaking actually. So I came in contact with a friend who said I can join this, which is very good. So back to the question quickly. My favorite way to waste time online is I read news a lot. I love reading news, and my favorite news website is Al Jazeera. And the reason why I love Al Jazeera is they have a variety of news from all over the world. It keeps me updated about the things happening around the world. And then there are some also specific programs they have, such as the okay. So they have a set of programs actually, such as starting from here and the likes. So in these programs, they have like in-depth speakers of different that will come and present about specific topics. So it's very insightful, and that's actually my favorite time wasting habits, and so not so much, but something like that. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Dan Ladi. You killed it. That was wonderful. Out of your comfort zone, you were able to come out. That still looks somehow academic, listening to Al Jazeera online. I'd seen someone nominating Bright. Bright, are you available?
Hello, is it my Bright?
Well, okay, I can only see Bright, but I think you are very bright enough to have come forward. Bright Okara, I guess.
I'm online.
Okay, Bright. So I have one more questions or two more other questions available. So 2 and 4, pick one so that I will give you what the question is all about. Are you a guest or a Toastmaster, Bright?
I am a guest. This is actually my first time on the program.
Fantastic, Bright. I will make you more comfortable. Do you watch movies or do you read books?
I read books more often than I spend time watching movies.
Okay, Bright. I'll give you a blank check. Can you please speak about one of your most favorite books and why?
One of my most favorite books in a while.
That you've read before and why?
Okay, one of my most favorite books. One of my most favorite books which I have read, let me put on my video. I don't know if you can see me now.
Okay, I can see you. It's bright enough to see you, which depicts your name. Go ahead, Bright, 2 minutes.
One of my most favorite books which I've read, or which I read recently, was what was the name of this book? The Richest Man in Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon. And I read most of the books I read are books on finance, financial books, books on savings and how to be able to raise funds. Okay, and one of the things that drew my attention to that book was the fact that it had to do with finances. So I got to learn a lot about the foundational principles involved in savings and being able to accumulate wealth from the scratch. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Continue, please.
So the book says a lot, majorly based on the foundation of the Jewish principle on how you can be able to accumulate wealth over a period of time, and which one of the principles stems from the fact that you have to avoid debts, irrespective of the amount, be it small or large. We should try to avoid debts and also being able to save the little we can and not being able to lavish the funds we get. Okay, we don't need to always get it all at once, just like they say, a little drop of water makes a large ocean. So therefore, when we begin to save over a little period of time and also invest, we can be able to get to that apex of wealth we want, just as within a period of time, which is just a function of time. Okay, it may just take a while, but you will definitely achieve it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, intending Toastmaster Bright. Please, could you please give him a virtual round of applause? That was an insightful session. I would like to return back the control to the virtual lectern to Toastmaster Chisom. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Table Topics Master TM Lawal. That was a crackerjack of a Table Topics session. And all our speakers were all crackerjack, especially those that were first timers. Bright was very bright, and Toastmaster, and I'm already calling him a Toastmaster, Daladi. That was exceptional. Of course, Big Mike with the fish pepper. I think that one of the beautiful things about Toastmasters is how we have just about everybody represented. So when he mentioned ATP, he just clocked in my head, adenosine triphosphate. That's something we did in secondary school, and I had never heard of it. It's been what now, 20, 15 years? So we have everything here, and it was a beautiful experience. I hope it's turning out to be the same for you as well. Now, like we said at the beginning, evaluation, feedback is a very important part of what we do. And so I'm going to be calling up somebody to evaluate the table topics. But before we do that, we need to vote. So can we please have the poll for the best table topic speaker? We had Big Mike, we had Danladi, and we had the bright man himself. So please, can we have our poll? We need to vote before, but while we're waiting for the poll to come up, I will introduce the table topics evaluator. He is a trained broadcast journalist with over 7 years of experience in different kinds of broadcasting and script writing. Okay. He is also very versed in audio and video editing, public relations, digital media marketing, communications, just a bag of everything put together. He has been a member of Toastmasters International since 2013 and a certified advanced communicator gold award winner. Currently, he's the program quality director for Division F, District 94. So I would welcome I've just heard that we're not doing any polls for today. I guess that we're doing a little bit of freestyle since we're doing this meeting with LBS. I'll let you guys know that by the time you get into it, there's going to be a little bit of competition in this thing, with some very juicy prizes too. So, but for today, let's just play fair and play nice. So thank you again, and let's put our hands together and welcome Toastmaster Abdullahi Jimo, our Table Topics Evaluator. Toastmaster Jimo, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you. Can everyone hear me now, please?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
All right. Thank you all so much. Without wasting much time, first up, Big Mike, Toastmaster, Mike Omotosho, DTM. First up, 15 seconds. Without you, I wouldn't have been a member of Toastmasters International. Back in 2013, you sponsored 6 persons. I was the 5th of them. That doesn't mean I'll take it any gentle on you today, sir. You had an amazing opening. Didn't expect less. You used the word of the day, crackerjack. It was amazing. I was expecting to hear you say something like fried rice or jollof rice or what have you, or Nigerian smoked jollof rice. But surprisingly, you went for the fisherman's pepper soup. I've never had it, but now I'm hungry for it. So clearly you had a great content. Sadly, Cristiano Ronaldo just scored, and that just changed my mood.
Breaking news.
Nonetheless, I would love to see a little more gesture, but I understand the fact that being an online meeting creates some restrictions, so that isn't much of a problem. But it was an amazing presentation. Your topic was eat a meal for the rest of your life, and you clearly delivered an amazing presentation. Hello? Okay, I thought that was for me. The next speaker, Danladi Fahad, favorite way to waste time online. You talked about Al Jazeera. That was great. I thought you'd say something about movies and what have you. You seem to be like a movie person. You gave reasons. It gives you updates around the world. You had an amazing content. However, you seem to waste quite a number of time on precious time on saying, oh, it's your first time here, how you got to hear about us and what have you. So we never really needed that information at first. So that kind of, oh, it's the first time, let's have mercy on him kind of pity, as if you were begging us. Nonetheless, you were nervous, but you still had content and you delivered it. So that really was good. Okay, so just keep attending our Toastmasters meeting, and in no time, the nervousness will be cured and your beginning and conclusion will be even more better. Finally, we had Intending Toastmaster Bright Okpara, your favorite book. I love the fact that you repeated the question. That gave you some ground to stand well. And you said the title is The Richest Man in Babylon. I have that book. I've had it for 5 years now. I've never gone past the first 2 pages. But your presentation today, because you had content telling me about how it deals with finances, savings, and what have you, would make me to even want to go dust it off my shelf and read it, because you were convincing enough. Your presentation would have been more memorable if you had been able to spice it up a bit with some figurative expressions, with some terms, or for instance, with the word of the day. Something to just bring a little spark to it, you understand? And also, we can work on your pause fillers if you join us. We can help you reduce your as and you knows and what have you as well. The whole session in itself was amazing. I'm trying not to use the word with the crackerjack, but I just have to use it. And the Table Topics Master as well was funny enough. Thank you for putting on the Liverpool shirt. I'm a diehard Liverpool fan as well. So thank you all so much. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome, Bright. And we hope to see you join us, Bright. We really hope that you join us real soon. Thank you so much, Toastmaster, for that amazing crackerjack evaluation. I'm not shy like him to use the word of the day. I'm a user. I'm a user. Toastmaster Abdullahi, that was good. That was really good. And yes, goal to my fellow Manchester United fans. You know, we're not loud. We don't wear shirts to Toastmasters meeting, but we still score our goals, you know. I'm just saying, not throwing shade at anyone. But yeah, that was great. I really enjoyed the table topic session. And now we have a bit of time to stretch our legs. We're a little bit behind schedule, but I don't want to skip this networking session, because I think that we'll need it, especially in a session like this. So I would say let's take a bit of time, maybe not as much as 4 minutes as was previously budgeted, but maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes to chill a little bit, talk, you know, amongst ourselves in a less structured way, get to know each other. It would have been ideal if we could go into like groups, but I think that this is still fine because some of us. So this is a good time for you to pop your video on if you were, you know, just listening in on the background, so we can see the beautiful face, the handsome face behind the colorful pictures, right? It would also be a good time for you to celebrate us Manchester United fans. I'm just saying, you know, so we just take 2 minutes.
Cristiano Ronaldo scored a tap in.
Yes. That's a tap in is a crucial goal, because it means that
you mean an easy goal.
No, it's a crucial goal.
I'm sorry. So when you say the tap in, as in, did it get behind the net? I don't understand.
A goal is a goal.
A goal is a goal. No, it means it was just there. Someone else did the work and he just tapped it in.
Do you know what position we call
I told you he's a crackerjack.
He's the crackerjack. And that was a crackerjack.
We'll get an autograph from.
That goal wasn't a crackerjack. It was a tap in.
Excuse me.
That was an investment goal. Despite I'm not a Man U fan, that was an investment goal.
Yeah, do you know that?
That's the most brilliant.
Do you know that the value of the jersey,
in promotional materials, he hasn't scored a goal. He has already made the money that they used to buy him from Juve to England. But guess talking about
and you are calling it a
bless you, George. Bless your heart.
Return on investment.
We're talking
Thank you.
about money.
Thank you.
And you
It wasn't a crackerjack goal, but
investment.
it's
Wasn't.
No, it's not the
was
goal.
an
Okay, let's leave the
investment.
goal apart. For Ronaldo, the investment in Ronaldo.
It's not a crackerjack goal.
It wasn't.
Agreed.
Listen,
But it's
see,
still a goal.
many of us are business people here. How many business ventures yield results on the first day? On the first day.
Even before kicking the ball, he
Even-
had made
come
over
on.
£100 million in shirt sales
Oh
alone.
God.
Do you know what it means for you to be at the right spot
Toastmaster
at the
Joe, I
right
owe you
time?
lunch. Tell them.
At the right
Thank
spot
you.
at the right time,
Thank
and
you.
score and do a tapping.
Come on.
Ah.
Come on.
Okay.
Let's continue. I think we got carried away. That's what happens when you have a crackerjack like Cristiano Ronaldo, happen at the same time as a Toastmasters meeting. But anyway, welcome back. Thank you again for being with us. Please, I would urge us to continue sharing the link to our friends and our people. We're doing really good numbers today. We are at 86 right now, and I would like to challenge us, see if we can hit 100 on this meeting. It would be really good for us. So please keep sharing the links to your friends. If you have a friend and you're not inviting them to this meeting, you're not doing them a favor. Come on, you want them to come into this mix of beautiful, diligent, just beautiful people. Like, we're all smart here and it's beautiful to see. So having said that, we're going into another interesting segment of every Toastmasters meeting, which is the prepared speeches segment. If you thought that our table topics were amazing, you're about to be blown away, because whereas we had table topics happen impromptu, now we're going to have speakers who have actually gone back to prepare with objectives, and they are coming to present their speeches to us. The first prepared speech is going to be on the importance of effective communication. The speaker is somebody that I have known for the longest time in these circles, and once in a while we just run each other, especially at meetings like this, and it's always a pleasure to meet her again and catch up. She's a lawyer and a public relations and communication specialist, being a Toastmaster for 8 years now. I told you, I've seen her around for quite a while here. She loves meeting and getting to know people, which makes Toastmasters the ideal environment for this crackerjack who goes by the name Toastmaster Mimi Leke. Before she comes on, I'm going to call on her evaluator to just read the objectives of her speech. Then I'm going to bring Toastmaster Mimi to the virtual lectern. Her evaluator is Toast. Give me a minute now. Her evaluator is Toastmaster in Emesit, Felix. Please read the objectives for us, TM in Emesit.
A very good evening to you, Toastmaster Chisom, our Toastmaster of the day, and of course to Toastmasters and our esteemed friends. The speaker will be watched on the following: speech structure. I'll be looking out for the introduction, body, conclusion of her speech, and how she's transitioning from one idea to another, as well as the clarity of her message. Secondly, I'll be watching out for her presentation. There are so many elements on that, such as body language, vocal variety, eye contact, and so on and so forth. So at the end of her speech, I'll be back with an evaluation. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster in Emesit. On that note, people, introducing importance of effective communication, TM Mimi Leke. Toastmaster Mimi Leke, importance of effective communication. Put your hands together for her, please.
All right, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is indeed my pleasure once again to be on the virtual lecture talking to you about the importance of effective communication. I'll be doing using a bit of my notes this afternoon as I've prepared for it. And I'd like to start by using a quote by someone. And the person once said, "I used to think communication was key until I realized comprehension is." You can communicate all you want with someone, But if they don't understand you, then that is silent chaos. Now, communication is a two-way process which involves sharing information. And for communication to occur, someone must give information and the other must receive and also understand what the other person is talking about. So the little baby babbling at one end, or the bus conductor talking about, shouting, Oshodiwaso, Oshodiwaso, is trying to communicate. But if it's not saying something that the other person understands, then there is no communication. So communication only comes to play when you say something and the next person understands it. So I'll take just 2 points out of this and just talk about it. It may be so short, but I just want to pass on the message of the essence of communication. So your role as a communicator, you must be an effective leader. If you have to be an effective leader, you need to be a good communicator, because your duties may involve sharing information in the office, writing reports, or any of those things. For whatever you're doing, you must be able to communicate appropriately. For communication is not effective or is lost if you're not able to communicate and the next person understands what you're saying. So my second point will be that communication could also be written. It could also be gestures, facial expressions, your posture, and the method, and the rest of them. But most importantly, you must be able to communicate in a way that the next person understands you. Because communications, you may be able to use it to make assignments, give instructions, discuss procedures, policies, or even respond to inquiries, as the case may be. So what I'm basically talking about this evening is to try to let us understand that there is no communication if you're saying something and the next person does not understand what you're saying. So you can only talk. We all can talk, but there's a difference between talking and communicating. So if you're talking and the next person is not understanding you, then you're not communicating. And if you want to be a good leader, you must be able to communicate in such a way that the next person understands exactly what you're talking about. We all need this thing in our daily lives, in our houses, in our offices, and in everything that we're doing. Because we can't, if someone may talk, but he may not be communicating, or so to say. So communication involves the process of you saying something, the other person understanding you or listening to you, picking it, assimilating it, and understanding what you're saying and giving you a response that is appropriate to what you're saying. So there's actually no communication if you say something and the next person listens to it and is not able to respond appropriately. In that case, one may say you are just talking. We're not able to differentiate between talking and communicating because most times we just feel even coming to Toastmasters, just come and learn how to talk. It's not just about talking. I used to tell people I talk and I get paid for talking. I will not be paid for talking if my audience are not understanding what I am saying. If I'm talking to you this afternoon or this evening, as the case may be, and you do not understand what I'm saying, then there is definitely no communication in what is happening or what I am doing right now. These communications may be written, may be facial gestures, facial expressions, or even postures. And each of these methods has its advantages and disadvantages too. So in all we're doing while talking or learning how to communicate, there must be that element of us trying to pass this message in a way that the next person understands us and acts appropriately. We're talking this evening, somewhere in between the time we had to interact with each other. People were talking about football. I was not understanding what you were talking about. So as far as I'm concerned, there was no communication because I don't know what football is all about. And as many of us were just carried away with our teams and we're talking and, we're just talking at that point. I was watching, I was like, TM Chisom, you're not communicating because I don't know what you're talking about, mind you, or that. Because I didn't know what you were talking about anyway. You were talking, I was listening to you about, I was not understanding what you're saying. So as far as I was concerned, you were not communicating to me. So even if I sit down here, I take a look at someone, and I give you a facial expression, you look at me, but you don't understand what I have said, you will not act appropriately because I didn't pass a message across to you, and the essence of communication at that point is defeated. So my speech this evening is going to be very, very short. It may not take up to the minutes that's been allotted to me, but I'm just trying to let us understand in whatever we do from today, whatever we do, once we communicate, we should communicate in such a way that the person we are talking to understands what we're talking about and acts appropriately. That is when our communication is complete. So as you leave this place today, take it away with you that when you're talking, make conscious efforts for people to understand what you're saying, because this is the only time that communication takes place, except you just want to keep talking and talking and talking and talking. It was James Holmes who said, the art of communication is a language of leadership. Do you want to be a leader? Do you need to be an effective communicator and not just a talker? The Toastmaster.
Come on, put your hands together. Put your hands together for TM Mimi Leke. Put your hands together for her. That was a beautiful. Thank you so much, TM Big Mike, for popping up your camera. I'd really like for us after every speech to just come on briefly, unmute yourself and put your hands together, because speaking go easy. Effective communication is what we're doing here, and we're teaching by doing, which is one of the beautiful ways of actually passing the information, which is why I say that Toastmasters International and Toastmasters are a crackerjack of a group of people. It's just beautiful. While Tia Mimi was talking about passing the information, I was just wondering, why is it that anytime last man stops you in traffic, it appears that they are not hearing what you're saying? Because maybe that's the problem. Effective communication might be missing there, because we're saying one thing, they're saying another thing. At the end of the day, it always ends up in one place, which we don't like. Think about that some more while we go on to the second speech of the day. Now, this speaker has been a Toastmaster since February 2020. She's the current Vice President Public Relations of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. She's an accountant by training and a human resource practitioner by profession. She enjoys coaching, sewing, and reading. Just like Big Mike, she also likes food a lot. I would like to first introduce her evaluator before I introduce her and her speech. So our evaluator will come on now and read the objectives of her speech. My evaluator is none other than Toastmaster David Dokun.
The meeting is
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Chisom. And great evening, everyone listening, Toastmasters and guests. Our next speaker today will be speaking from the motivational strategies is presently on. We have some people battling for stage time with me. Okay, it's quiet now. She's presently on level 4, and this is project 2, which is simply public relations strategies. Today, the purpose of the speaker is to deliver a speech, a crackerjack of a speech, to share some aspect of our public relations strategies, while this project as a whole is supposed to help the speaker to practice the skills needed to effectively use public relations strategies for any group or situation. I'm looking forward to a fantastic delivery, and I will come back much later to give feedback to the speaker. Thank you, and over to you, the Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster David. It's always good to see you. Always good anytime. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready with me, let us have the second, final, but in no way the least speech for today. Please welcome Toastmaster Juliet Okene. My school, my brand. My school, my brand, Toastmaster Juliet Okene.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, students, alumni, Toastmasters, and guests. My name is Jules, and I am the new PRO manager of the school, Lagos Business School, the prestigious crackerjack Lagos Business School. I have just been appointed by the Dean, Professor Chris. For a very long time, I used to ponder on why America is a crackerjack country. Why is America so great, so exceptional? Is it because of the size? If it's size, then Russia and Canada are way bigger. Or maybe it's the diversity of its ethnicity. If that is the case, my country, Nigeria, has over 250 ethnic tribes. If you're talking about development, there are so many countries in Europe and all over the world that are very developed, that have similar strengths and weaknesses that the United States of America has. What then makes this country so crackerjack? It is the people. The citizens of America make the country exceptional. They are so loyal to the brand that they fight to retain that brand and also strategically project it on the rest of the world. To the extent, I'm so sorry. Thank you. To the extent, they project it so much to the extent that every one of us, everybody else, we aspire, we perspire, we struggle to own the passport. We thrive to be citizens of the country. You see, the average American, from the cradle to the grave, is a brand loyalist to the American brand. Now let's come back to our prestigious school, the Lagos Business School. Like I said, it's a crackerjack school. It's an exceptional school. The academic excellence, the knowledge experience is top-notch. The ranking worldwide, top-notch. The ethics of the school, top-notch. But we can be more. We can have more. Our prestigious school can be so much more. And that is where you, the students, the alumni of this great school, that is where you come in. So the PR campaign, which I'm about to introduce to you and maybe give you just a brief preview of, has 3 objectives, basically. Firstly, we are thriving to improve the school's ranking, locally, of course, and worldwide. 2, we're thriving, we're trying to improve on the brand awareness. We want more people to know about the school. Why should the average Nigerian Jackba, Ghanaian, excuse my Jackba, why should they when we have a crackerjack school here? Then 3, we want to increase student enrollment. We want more students to enroll in the Lagos Business School. But the school has sold its brand enough. It can do more, maybe, but we can really help the school to be truly exceptional. And that is where you come in. The committee has come up with 3 strategies that if we, you, the students, the alumni, if we come together and we employ these 3 strategies, we will get to the promised land. The first of them is for you to use the branded products of the school. The pins, the diaries, the mug, use it everywhere, every day, every time. In fact, buy and share with your friends and family. Secondly, we expect you to sponsor the school activities, you or your organization, whether you work for the organization or you own the organization, please sponsor the school's activities. Thirdly, we want testimonials. The world is swayed and influenced by testimonials. The school has impacted your brand, your business, your careers. Don't keep it to yourself. Tell the world. Send your video testimonials to the school admin, and we'll put it on the website. We'll also post it on all the social media platforms. That is not the end. When you see your testimonial on those platforms, please copy and repost on your personal platforms. You see, I love this popular quote by Helen Keller. She's an American author. Alone, we can do very little, but together, we can do so much. You, my dear friends, you are an invaluable part of this strategy. And I want you to come on board to join this committee to make the LBS brand greater. Thank you so much for your time. I will drop my number after this presentation. By all means, my doors are opened. I am paid to do this. Come through and give your support. We want to replicate what happens in Harvard. In the Harvard brand, doors, windows open up when the alumni say, ha, even without the VAD. We want the same for our grade school. We want doors, windows, ceilings to shatter when we say LB, even when we forget the S. Thank you so much for your time. I yield the floor to Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Jules, you are a crackerjack. Please tell me where I should sign up. In fact, I feel like we're going back to our days of Aluta in school. I was almost going to say great LB, but then I realized that we're not in Futo. So I'm just going to try to come back. Toastmaster Jules, that was a crackerjack of a speech. Thank you so much. I can see Toastmaster David smiling. I'm sure that he's looking forward to evaluating this speech. That was a beautiful one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you everyone for being here. We're at 87 now. We're still climbing. Continue to share those links. I would now like to bring us to a section that is peculiar to this particular meeting, where we're going to be talking about LBS now. We call it the LBS segment. And I would love to hand this section over to none other than the man we call Utumba himself, Toastmaster Pradeep Pawalhani. Are you there, Utumba?
I'm here live and direct. You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, Utumba. Let's go, Utumba. Let's go. LBS segment. Are you ready?
Okay. I'm fully ready. I was waiting for you to hand over the mic to me. So I was holding my hand like this. Okay. I wanted to receive the mic from you.
Take the mic, Utumba.
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, Otumba.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Otumba Pradeep, you are saluted.
I've tried the meeting. I've learned so much. And our DTM Mike, he made me hungry with that soup. That soup, yes, boss, I'm here. That soup, if I'm not wrong, is from Calabar. That soup is amazing. It made me hungry. I want to go to Calabar. Or I want to know where in Lagos I can find that soup. Correct one, not the fake one, please. And then, before you handed over the microphone to me, TM Julie, she was doing a role play as a PRO of LBS. I think LBS will soon employ her. I think so. I completely
agree.
LBS will soon employ her.
I concur.
Okay. Yes. So I was told to handle this LBS segment, and one of the jobs handed over to me was I should introduce Dr. Marvel Oga. Earlier, I thought it was an easy job. But when I read the profile, a crackerjack profile, I begin to sweat. How do I make this profile a brief profile? But as a Toastmaster, I said, let's go there. So let me introduce Dr. Marvel Oga to you, who is going to give us a presentation on the LBS MBA program. If you notice the name is Marvel Oga, as O-A-H. So basically, Marvel, that's a short form of marvelous, right? And when you take the word Oga, O-G-A-H, and you remove the H from that name, O-G-A, Oga, we boss. So his name is Boss Marvelous. That's what he is. Why am I saying so? Because he is a master in operations management. His doctorate is in operations management from USA. And he has a PhD in chemical engineering. And he is an expert in the Kaizen process. And he has 20 years of experience. As we are here now, he has more than 20 years of working experience in the multinational and the corporate world. And he is a full-time faculty of LBS. This is what I've done in brief, because if I continue long, as per Toastmasters timing, I won't be able to stick to the timing. So allow me to welcome Dr. Marvel. So what you have to do is, on your mic, on your video, do a 15-minute clap for him, resounding applause for him, so that he can do to him. Dr. Marvel Oga, over to you. Please welcome Dr. Marvel Oga on the platform. On the virtual elected.
Dr. Oga, welcome. Welcome, sir. Happy to have you, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for that first-class introduction. I'm not used to those introductions. Thank you so much for this opportunity to allow me to join your forum. Before now, I joined a little bit earlier and I listened to 2 presentations from your colleagues. I'll be very glad to join this forum if it's possible. If it's possible, I wouldn't mind. So you tell me what I need to do, so I can be a Toastmaster like the way some of you are presenting. However, I'm here for a different assignment today. So thank you for this opportunity once again. Without much waste of time, I will just run through my slides so that we can get this presentation faster. Okay. So permit me, I'm not, I don't have those finishes that you use to present your toast flow. So permit me to do it the way we do it at LBS. So this is an information awareness session, and I just want to share what we do at LBS to you and how you can benefit in a way. Okay. So I don't know how many of us have been to Lagos Business School. This is the way our internal environment is. And then externally, this is our landscape, the way we look, the way the environment look like. So maybe some of you may have been there, and if you want to pay us a visit, we don't mind. Okay. Why am I here? It's actually to sell our business MBA programs to you. So we want to tell you that we have a MBA programs here in LBS that will benefit you. And why will you want to come to LBS to do an MBA program? Well, we are #1 as a business school in Africa. We have the globally renowned faculty crop. We equally have strong industry engagement. We have some collaboration internationally that actually speak to our programs. And then we have a distinct curriculum. Our curriculum is something we review every 2 years, and majorly 2 years, and then we have minor revisions too. Why do we do that for our curriculum? Because the curriculum is actually what drives the MBA programs. We do that so it can be very current regarding what we are giving to our student learning experience and what they need to take away when they actually need to apply those things in their private lives and organization, their places of work. Okay, and then so we are not just a business school, we actually have some level of accreditations and rankings. So we are CSB accredited, Mba accredited, and then on the ranking scale, we are #2, ranked by the Financial Times. The Economics Times, we are among the first 50 schools in globally, and then first tier MBA program been reckoned with by the CEO magazine of 2018, and then the top 40 business school 2020 globally. So that is where we are, okay? So we have 4 types of MBA programs here. And we have the executive MBA program that actually is meant for those who have 7 years and above of working experience managerially. It's a part-time weekend program, Fridays and Saturday. And then once in a quarter, you come to LBS to do an intensive week, and the program runs for 24 months. We have some aspect of international modules, and then the MBA programs, the executive MBA program is actually starting in January. So the admission process is still on. If you're interested, starting in January 2021. We have the Modular Executive MBA program. This one is similar to the main Executive MBA program. The only difference is that this has some aspect of online. So you don't need to come to classes every Friday and Saturday. So about 50% of the delivery of this Executive MBA program is online. So you have intensive week every 2 months, and it's actually run for 24 months. International model is there and actually started by January this year, and we have another opportunity next year. Then we have the full-time MBA, actually meant for those who have 3 years and above working experience managerially. It's run for 18 months, weekday, Monday to Friday. We have the international exchange program that has some things to do with other business schools too. So when you are in this program, once in a while, you need to touch base with some other foreign schools to benchmark what other schools are doing regarding a learning experience. And then after that, when you're done, you have an internship period of 3 months with any desired organization of your choice, locally or globally. And then we just started that now in January. So every September of every year, we start that. And then we have the full-time modular MBA program. This is similar to the full-time program. The only difference is this is done online. 60% of content delivery is online. Okay. So what is the admission process like for us to key into any of these MBA programs? So we have you log into the LBS website, you start your application, and then for the full-time MBA, you schedule your, both for all the MBA program, beg your pardon, you schedule the admission test. So then you start the application. Then if you are successful, then you do an interview virtually, and then you go through an admission committee. You are not supposed to do that. We run your profile and what you've done to the admissions committee, and then you get your admission, and then your payment, and then you resume. As simple as that, okay? And then, so for the full-time MBA program, what are the admissions tests you need to do for you to come into the program? You have the NMAT, the ECA, the GMAT, GRA. And then for the Modular Executive MBA program, the LBS tests. The Executive MBA program, you have the LBS tests, the ESA, GMAT, and GRA. So these are the 2 ways you can actually qualify to join the MBA program. Okay, so here, it is not just about joining or try to apply for the MBA program at LBS. It has some international connection strategy. We know too well that the pandemic globally has actually made it possible for most business to actually drive their learning experience virtually. So you can actually join this program anywhere in the world, okay? And the competitive advantage you have are just there. You'll be exposed to other countries that you need to know, and then issues that have to do with the free trade zone, things that have to do that is happening globally around the AFTA area, the competitive advantage, you get to know about those ones too. Okay, so while Lagos Business School, this is the best place to do business in Africa, and you have a business school that actually is positioned to actually drive things locally with a global narrative. And then actually we have a blend of both hybrid and a blended program, can actually do both virtually and physically, okay? And then it's not just enough we equally have in our classes foreign students too. So you might have that advantage. You actually key into this learning experience or your career development regarding how you can actually benchmark with other foreign students. Okay, and then it equally provide an opportunity for you to have some networking opportunities. Okay, and then across our MBA programs, one thing that makes us to be distinct is we actually try to align or try to integrate the learning aspect with some ethical aspects. So that drives our core curriculum. By and large, we've seen that it is not just enough for us to have leaders, but we want leaders that are ethically that can stand on their own and ethically convince the world why things have to be done the way they have to be done as leaders, okay? And then we are warm, friendly, and then we have an inclusive environment for everybody, irrespective of your tribe, religion, culture, we have that. Okay, so, and we equally have some clubs you can join as a student here. So we have the Africa Business Club, Digital Media Club, Consulting, MBA Fund, Finance Club, Project, Sport Club, Women Leading Change. Toastmaster is one of them too, and SME Logic. Okay, so what are the options that we have here? So the options are for the Executive MBA program, for you to complete the program, you need about 8.4 million. For the Modular Executive MBA program is 8.42. The full-time is 6.96, while the Modular full-time MBA is 7.2. We have options, discounts. For if you pay your tuition fee at once, you have about 5%. And then for the company funding, 4 people, if you introduce if your company brings 4 people, you have a discount of about 7.5. 2 to 3 persons, you have about 5%. Scholarship, we have partial scholarship for full-time. And then what are the funding options? Because fund today,
Mr. Marvel,
Yes.
I am so sorry to interrupt you, but your slide hasn't been changing for a while. Is that deliberate?
No, it's been changing.
Okay, so maybe it's me. So don't ignore me, please.
No,
Okay.
No, not you. We can't see the screen.
Same for everybody, it's the same slide, yeah.
We're stuck on who.
Stop sharing on share and reshare.
Oh, shame. Apologies. Apologies, my sincere apologies. So where do I take it from now? Are we here? Can we see my slide now?
Yes, I can see it now.
Yes,
This
we
is the
can
current
see it
one.
now.
Yes.
You can go back.
Apologies, my sincere apologies. So where do I start
Okay.
from? So let me take it from here. My sincere apologies.
Okay.
So thank you for that feedback. So I was saying, why do you have to come to LBS? Because by and large, whether you like it or not, the business, our master's program actually will make you to learn to see how Africa is the best place to do business. And then we have the hybrid and blended option that will allow both virtual and physical attendance. So gone are the days where, you must come to class. No, there are virtual options that you can attend. And also, like I said, we have a variety of networking opportunities that actually flow to how you can do business in Africa. The ethical aspect of what the MBA program we give to you, this is very important. It's not just enough to have people who go through our program, but the ultimate output is we want to develop responsible leaders for Africa and beyond. So globally too, leaders who can actually stand and push and drive things ethically. So that is very clear. And that is what we are lacking by and large in the environment where we are as a nation. Okay, and I said these are some of the clubs that you can actually that actually students are driving here, and your club is actually one of them too, amongst other clubs that students are actually leading in Lagos Business School here. Okay, and I said what are the options for funding? For the Executive MBA program is 8.4. The Modular Executive MBA program that has larger content of it being delivered online, it's about 8.42. And then we have the full-time MBA physically and the virtual option that is for the physical, the full-time is 6.96, while for the modular full-time is 7.2 million. I beg your pardon. So what are the options for discounts? If you pay the school fees at a go, you have a 5% discount. Then if it is being funded by your organization and the organization actually sponsor 4 students, you have a discount of about 7.5. And then you have 2-3 people sponsored by organization, you have a discount of 5% too. Then we have a partial scholarship for full-time MBAs. And then there are funding options from banks that we have a partnership with, and we can actually introduce our students to. And then there are payment options too that can actually leverage on instrumentally as you have the money. Okay, so what will be the attitude? What is the game changer when you actually leave our MBA program? You are more confident in dealing with the business world. And then we've seen that people actually, those who have left our MBA program, about 85% have actually agreed that they've been given more responsibilities at their places of work and promotion. And then about 92% of us said, oh, ethically, they were able to deal with the ethical issues in their place of work, in their business, okay? And then we guarantee 80% are saying, oh, they've actually gotten positive return on their investment so far, okay? So what are the testimonials? I don't have too many to share, but here is a guy who I actually taught this guy in the assistant, Babatunde Aki Moses. He's an entrepreneur today. He's a CEO and co-founder of Syncamon Nigeria, and he's doing very well, very, very well, okay? So how can you key to the admissions? Or if you're interested, we have an admissions office here, and the key contact person here is Kingsley Weke. The numbers are here for us to connect with if you are interested, okay? On that note, thank you for your time. I don't know if there are questions for me so that I can take them and then we can move on. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Marvel.
Thank you so much.
It was a very informative session because as you started the session by saying it's an informative session. Yes, it gave us the information some of us are looking for on LBS. When TM Juliet Okene was talking about how to uplift the brand of LBS more, how to get students more, she was as if she was talking to me because I'm an alumni of LBS. So,
hello.
Don't worry, I'll get that.
Somebody's mic is on.
I didn't hear you. Hello.
Fine now.
Go ahead. I beg your pardon. Yes.
Okay, so I was saying, Dr. Marvel, I happen to be one of the school alumni. I did the EMBA 16 batch. That's 2011, 2012.
Okay, congratulations.
Yes, and I also share the testimony that my life after LBS has changed for better. And people who know me before LBS and after LBS do also testify that there's a change in Pradeep. There's a change in how I'm doing my work, how I'm running my business, how I'm operating as an individual. Everything has changed for better. So definitely I'm a testimony of LBS's good work. Well done, Dr. Marvel. So I think the idea now is that the idea is that a Google form will be dropped in the chat room. Kingsley from LBS can drop the Kingsley from LBS can drop the Google form. So those who are interested in knowing more about LBS should please fill that form so that LBS gets the, okay, Kingsley has already dropped the Google form. So those who are interested in LBS, please go to the chat box, fill in your details, and be sure that either Dr. Marvel, Kingsley, or the team will get back to you. As I'm speaking now, the my video is not on because it says the host has disabled me. Maybe my hair is not okay, or what happened? Maybe I didn't use the right perfume today, or what happened that I'm being disabled for my video. I don't know when I'm speaking. Host,
No, we
help
couldn't
us
see
out.
you.
Help
We
me
couldn't
out.
see you. And I think it was affecting, when you put on your video like this, we still can't see you. And I think it was affecting your bandwidth.
Okay.
So I put it off.
Okay, it's
Even now we
possible.
can't
It's possible. I thought maybe I didn't do my hair well today, or maybe my perfume was not right. That's why you switched me off.
You didn't do makeup. Next time, do makeup, please.
Okay. That's the thing. So because of time, what we are going to do is we're just going to take 2 questions. If anybody has any questions directed towards either Toastmasters or towards LBS, please raise your hand in the chat room. Just 2 questions. Just 2 questions. Anybody has any particular question, or just feel free to fill in the Google form from the LBS, and then we take it up from there. And sooner or later, even Toastmasters is going to drop the Google form for Toastmasters. So if you're interested in Toastmasters and LBS both, just fill in the both from there. Just simple forms: name, telephone number, and email address, and we'll get you more information on LBS and Toastmasters, whichever you're interested, or both you're interested. So I'll just wait for 10 more seconds for somebody to raise hand. Mercy, are you raising your hand, please? Tia Mercy. Who has a question?
I do.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you, Tia. Chief Pradeep, my Tia. I'm not sure which one to call you. Otumba, rather. My question would be focused more on the scholarship. What is the process for the scholarship?
Okay, very well. So the process for the scholarship this way. So when you have, by the way, which of the MBA programs are you interested in? Hello?
Mercy, are you there?
Which of the MBA programs? Is the executive MBA program, the full-time MBA program? Okay, so whichever one you are interested in, so what you have to go through you apply, you go through the necessary qualification test, you are interviewed, and then you pass. Then we now schedule, there's a scholarship committee here at LBS. You file in your case why you desire a scholarship, and then we have some level of criteria we use to assess your suitability for that. And we have some slots for that. And then once the scholarship committee meets, we look at your case, and then once you qualify, then we give it to you. As it is now, even by Tuesday, we have a similar meeting for about some of our students who have applied for that scholarship, whose cases we're going to determine for eligibility for the scholarship window, as it were. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Otumba.
Yes, boss.
Okay, we have one more question from TM Joy. I think that's the last one. Otumba asked for 2.
Yeah, that's the last one. Yeah. Go ahead, TM Joy.
Yeah, just a quick one. Thank you so much, Dr. Marvel. My question is, for the scholarships, up to what percent? Are there fully funded scholarships, or how much is going to be shaved off? Because
okay,
that's yeah.
Okay, so forgive me here, it's not a fully funded scholarship, is partially. However, the amounts is on that. I mean, we are reviewing those amounts now. So permit me, I'll allow Kingsley to get back to you latest Monday on the amount that are the percentages that actually allowed for the partial scholarship, as it were, if you don't mind. So I'm going to take down your name now, please. Thank you for that question. Thank you.
Okay. So with this, we come to the end of the LBS segment, and we continue with the Toastmasters meeting. I'm handing over to the Toastmaster of the day, TM Chizom. TM Chizom, please come on stage and take the mic from me, please. TM Chizom.
I'll take that mic very gladly from you, Toastmaster Pradeep. Otumba, thank you so much for facilitating this. Thank you, Dr. Olga, for coming, sparing us, taking the time to come and give us this information. This session that we just had is something that you would maybe have to travel somewhere to go watch a presentation or log in and find it somewhere or something, but you brought it to us here in this Toastmasters meeting, and we are very, very glad for it. Please go to the comments. You see the links there to join to ask your questions about Lagos Business School. You also see the link there to register directly, because I'm sure that with the kind of presentation Dr. Olga gave, there are people like TM Joy that already want to start. All she wants to know is how much, what part of that scholarship can we get? Because, this woman likes to win everything. She wants to also win all the scholarships. So you also have links there in the comments for asking questions. There are numbers there to contact the admissions office at LBS. And last but not least, we have a link from TM Gimba for those of us that are interested in Toastmasters, our guests. This is your first time being in a Toastmasters meeting. Please fill that Google Doc form, because somebody will be reaching out to you to make sure that you had a great experience and help you to grow on forward. I can see that Kingsley already gave some responses to the question that TM Joy gave. So please, let's all go to the comments and enjoy the information that we have there. Now we're going to continue with the rest of the meeting very fast. We're going to go now I'm going to hand over back to the general evaluator, because she is going to continue. She's going to now handle the evaluation section, the feedback section of this crackerjack of a meeting we've just had, and beginning, I think, with the speech evaluations. Just in case I've not used the word of the day enough, I want to tell you that Toastmaster Joy is a crackerjack person, and her team is a team of crackerjack people. Thank you very much, TM Joy.
Thank you. So those word uses do not count. I mean, I can just sit down here and say crackerjack, 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 crackerjack. But I'm not going to do that. It's been
my hustle.
a very wonderful meeting, and we would take the evaluations very quickly. We're running behind time. So the first person I would be calling would be the grammarian, who doubles as the hair counter. Tim Abby, did I take you by surprise? So you would be the first person I'll be calling to give your report about the meeting. So I would hand over the virtual microphone to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Yes, you took me by surprise because I was enjoying it. It was a crackerjack of the meeting, really enjoying it. So I'm going to start with the R counter, since I'm doubling as the R counter and the grammarian. With the R counter, it was a good meeting, very few pause fillers. I actually had to listen out, especially for experienced Toastmasters. When you want them to slip somewhere, and I didn't find much. However, Olamrewaju gave us 2 pause fillers. Big Mike, I was listening because I wanted to have that fishman pepper soup. But he wanted to say like an and he quickly got himself. So that was very good. That is what an experienced Toastmaster does. Chisom, you were trying very hard not to say anything, but I heard one small Okay. For the non-Toastmasters, I wouldn't really give them the flack. I'm asking them to come and join Toastmasters, and the and the R's would stop. So, Bright, I'm sending that invitation straight to you. Dr. Marvel, please join Toastmasters, and you'd see that all the and the R's will disappear. So that's on the R counter. Now I go straight to the grammarian. When we started, Chisholm actually said that he wanted to break the record of being the person that uses that word a lot, even though he didn't say crackerjack, 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 but he used it so many, in fact, he got the prize. Olanrewaju used it, Big Mike used it, TM Abdullah used it, David used it, Juliet used it. Can you believe that? Even our Otumba tried to use it. In fact, you're gonna have to tell me why you got that Otumba, but that's a discussion for another day. Now, as a grammarian, I'm also supposed to listen to words that I use here. So permit me to just correct 1 or 2, words, please. So when the word is finesse, you're talking about finesse, so it's pronounced finesse. Development, not development, development. Ethically, that TH thing, ethically, the word is ethically. I'm also told though, we Nigerians now, we have the first language interference. So sometimes you overlook when a person is from a particular, tribe. but we try as much as possible. The secret they told me is if you have this H factor where you can't pronounce the H, you take a deep breath before you say the H and then it comes out. So instead of saying or out, you take that deep breath and it comes out as house. So that's a little secret that I was taught and learned that. So if you have the H factor as a Nigerian, take a deep breath before you say that word H. Also respond. It's not respond, respond. I'm responding to your email. I'm responding to you. Another sentence, we can be able to. I think it's we are able to. Every one of the speeches, I think it's every speech you give, every speech you give. Favorite, people, because people say shop right, so people tend to say favorite. You know, there's some words that you spell together, but they're pronounced differently. So yes, we can say shop right. We wouldn't say shop right, but you can say shop right, but it's favorite. It's not favorite. So those are the things that I noticed. And I think that's the end of my presentation. General Evaluator, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abby. That was very, very detailed. Very quickly, we would move over to the listening evaluator, Toastmaster Ayangbemi Ayanshiji. Could you please give your report very quickly?
All right, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much for the confirmation. So I have some few questions I need to ask and to confirm how well you have listened to the meeting, to the proceeding of the meeting. So there was one quote that was mentioned, that was quoted twice by two of the speakers, one by Team Chidi and Team Juliet. It is stated that alone we can do so little, together we can do so much more. This quote was by who? Anybody in the house?
Helen Keller. Helen Keller.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Another question here is, okay. What kind of books are of interest to guests and brides?
Finance book.
Okay. Thank you very much, and Team Chidi. Another question here is, okay. To stay out of penury, guest and bright mentioned two important key points that we want to stay out of poverty, as stated in the book Richest Man in Babylon. What are the things he mentioned?
Staying out of debt.
1/10 of your money.
And staying out of
Okay,
debt.
yeah, it's avoiding debt and saving the little you have. Thank you. I have some other questions. I just need to wrap up because our time is fast spent. Okay. What are the different methods of communication as stated by Team Mimileke speech? She mentioned some different type of communication.
He said through facial expression and also in form of gesture.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Then lastly, Team Juliet played a role. What role was that in her speech?
PRO of Lagos Business School.
Thank you very much, and the Toastmaster of the day. With that, I've come to the end of my report. Over to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ayangbemi. Can we have the timekeeper give a concise report? Timekeeper, where are you? Sneak. Can we have the timer's report?
Madam General Evaluator, shall we move over to speech evaluations? I would get the timer report from her and present it afterwards.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimbar. So very quickly, I would be introducing the first evaluator. Looking for my sheets. Give me 1 second. Yes. So the first evaluator is Toastmaster Inemesit Phillips. She's a lawyer and a freedom of information champion. She's a member of Toastmasters International and has served in different leadership capacities. She's the Area 13 Director for Division E. She's also a food and fitness enthusiast and loves to travel and connect with nature. Can we please have Toastmaster Inemesit evaluate Toastmaster Leke Mimi. Do we have Toastmaster Inemesit on the call? Yes, please. There she is. So over to you.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator, for that fine introduction. I had the privilege of evaluating Toastmaster Mimi, and I have to say that I enjoyed her speech. I could connect with the essence of the speech, which was communication. Truly, it's very important for one to comprehend you when you're communicating, else it's not complete. Now, I love the fact that she pointed out that communication can be verbal and non-verbal. I know if a baby is crying, that's non-verbal or verbal communication. But if someone winks at you or does some kind of body language, that is a form of communication. I also love the fact that she linked communication to leadership. This is really important, especially here at Toastmasters. That's what we preach. For you to be a great leader, you must be able to communicate effectively. Else, how then can you lead your team? Additionally, I love that her speech was clear. We all understood what she was talking about, which was communication. I love that she used examples to buttress her point. She talked about the conversation about football. Yes, I actually followed along with that conversation during the break. However, she didn't, and to her, she felt like she wasn't communicated to. I think that was really, really appropriate. Now, for a speech like this, what could you have done better, Toastmaster Mimi? I feel like your speech could have been more structured and delivered in an exemplary manner. For one, you were too fast. I feel like you were too fast-paced when you were speaking, and you appeared not to be at ease when you were delivering your speech. And that way you couldn't really apply the device of pausing effectively, especially when you gave quotes and also gave us a call to action. At that point, I expected you to pause in order that your call to action sinks in, your audience gets it at that point. So for next speech, I feel that you should incorporate that device, pausing. Additionally, your video was not well positioned. I don't know about the other members of the audience, but for me, I saw the way your body was positioned was kind of awkward, and it didn't give you room to be able to use the eye contact properly. I couldn't really see you properly. You weren't looking directly at me. Again, even though I saw you moving your hand and all of that, your body language was not that adequate. So I feel that next time when you're giving your speech, you should try as much as possible to position your video properly. I know it's not that easy because of the virtual meetings and so on and so forth, but I think when you're coming to speak to people at a virtual meeting, you should make sure that your devices are well positioned. Be that as it may, you gave an amazing speech. I love the fact that at the end of your speech, you called us to action. You said, and I quote, "Communication must be comprehensive to be complete." Communication must be comprehensive to be complete. And I agree with you totally. Toastmaster Mimi, I wish that you incorporate these recommendations, and next time, I'm sure your speech will be super exemplary. Over to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Inemesit, for that detailed feedback. I also took some notes myself. Very quickly, I would be introducing the next evaluator in the person of Toastmaster David Dokun, who is a business development professional. I like this word, who has a fine blend of shore and rig-based experience. I wonder what that means. Spanning over a decade. He's a mechanical engineer like myself and a certified project manager. He's a certified John Maxwell coach and facilitates personal coaching sessions for individuals and corporates. He's the current Area 28 director with Toastmasters International and the immediate past president of OAS Toastmasters Club. Can we please make welcome Toastmaster David Dokun, who would be evaluating Toastmaster Juliet Okene.
Thank you for that warm introduction, Madam General Evaluator. And again, good evening, everyone. Depending on where you're listening from, Toastmaster Juliet, can you confirm that you're still on the call to receive your feedback?
I am, please. I'm here.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Thank you for that presentation. Toastmaster Juliet, I loved a lot of what you did with your speech. Now go straight into the very first thing I observed. Your topic was relatable by miles. You had people in the room who were mostly LBS affiliates, and you chose a topic that they could relate with. So that was the very first thing I observed that you did well. By the way, I should say at this time that feedback for the speaker is feedback for everyone in the room. So this is not just for Toastmaster Juliet. The second thing you did that I enjoyed was the fact that your vocal variety was apt. Especially I like the place where you said, it is the people. What that does is it helps the audience lean forward, helps them to pay attention, and you did that, but it was masterful. I enjoyed it totally. What other thing came out from that presentation of yours? Your presentation area was crisp, clean, and clear. One thing that we all as speakers, especially in the virtual age, should learn to do is to ensure that our speaking areas are correct, or should I say are apt for the presentation. And that was also very well done. Before I go into more I loved about your speech, I should say that I have a few recommendations that, in my opinion, would make your speech better. You had an opportunity to introduce humor at some points in that speech, and you did that by saying you want people to even say the LB even before they say the S. So you could have honed in on that to trigger some audience engagement, maybe ask them to put something in the chat box, because part of your objectives was to engage the audience. And then the other thing I want you to note for future, even though you had rich content, you could have done a recap with your speech at the end, a recap of your objectives, which you had mentioned. So, Mr. Julius, you used the word of the day today. That was fantastic. Your gestures were meaningful. Your smile exuded confidence. I love that. I love the way you broke down objectives, tell us about ranking, awareness, enrollment, and then your plan that we should buy branded items, do sponsorship, use testimonials. That was all crisp. So to do a recap, fantastic organization, presentation area was great, gestures and smiles, reach, what use fantastic. Please do recap in future, use humor, continue to smile, and let your vocal variety and your props keep showing up. Thank you for that speech. Well done. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster David Dokun, for that very, very helpful feedback. If you could notice, I was taking some notes myself. So as a general evaluator, I would be doing the last recap for the meeting. Remember I said I was the class captain or the class rep, so I'll be giving feedback on how the meeting has gone today. I did say earlier, and I stand by what I said earlier, the meeting started on time, the energy was up, and I did say that I wished I wasn't a Toastmaster because there was so much anticipation. I could literally just reach out to feel it. The role players, one other thing I noticed was that the role players were early and they were ready for the meeting. What areas do I think that we could have done better? I think we could have done better for timekeeping. I did reach out to Abubakar and he said he was displaying the cards. On the general evaluator end, I couldn't see the cards. I saw the cards only at some point, and between role players, I expected to see the cards for each person that was speaking. I didn't see that, and I hope we would do better with timekeeping at the next meeting. I also think that there was a lot of interference, people not putting their microphones off. And this is feedback for everyone as well. For every virtual meeting, I double check, I triple check to see that my mic is either on or off. And I think we can that's one thing we would want to take away from this meeting. Always double check your microphones. One other thing is the cameras as well. If you're not really showing us your face, I think it's better to turn your cameras off. We don't want to see ceiling fans. We don't want to see people moving around, because it can also be very distracting for people who are paying attention for the meeting. I like the LBS section where there was a lot of information, and there were people, I mean, you could see that people were actually interested in either wanting to connect or wanting to participate at the Lagos Business School. All the speakers spoke beautifully, and I think that a lot of what feedback I could have given has been given by both of the evaluators. So on that note, I would be handing over to somebody who I know is my competitor, who has identified himself as a competitor today, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chisom Ojukwu. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you. Thank you for leading this team in a spectacular show of evaluation. The feedback was amazing. There were things you pointed out that I even took for granted, but hearing you talk about them reminded me of the importance of these things. So thank you so much for digging deep and for guiding your team to give us very good feedback. Thank you to the entire team. Thank you to everyone for participating. I think we're at 69 now, but I know that at some point we hit 91 participants. So congratulations to everybody, Toastmasters, guests, Lagos Business School, faculty, and students. Thank you for coming and making a success of this event. We're just at the nick of time. I would have loved to fellowship more, but I'm sure that maybe after the meeting officially ends, some of us will still hang around to hand back. So that's all good for now. It's been a pleasure for me to be Toastmaster of today. It's been a pleasure to work with the team and to work with everyone else. Thank you to Dr. Olga for leading the Lagos Business School team to come on here for a good showing. We're sure that a lot of us will be getting in touch with you and your team so we can have a more direct experience of this crackerjack of a school called Lagos Business School. My name is Chisom Ojukwu. Feel free to reach out to me on any other channels after today. It's been an immense pleasure. I've had fun. If you've had fun today, please put on your mic and just let's just make some noise to let us know that we've actually had a good time today. Thank you. Appreciate that. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. And on that note, I'd like to, while thanking him, also hand back the virtual stage to Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. He is the man that really put this together. Thank you so much for being the masquerade behind the scenes, running things, and also playing a role on the front of the stage at the same time. What can you not do, my man? Toastmaster Gimba, thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Microphone Magician. If you enjoyed the show today, please let's hear an applause. Do you mind? You can have a key applause today. Thank you, Toastmaster Chisom. I would like to thank the Division Director, Toastmaster Chidi, Distinguished Toastmaster Chidi, the PQD, Toastmaster Abdullahi Jimo, Toastmaster Pradeep Otumba. He is our anchor for today. This much people, he invited them. He put this together. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Pradeep. Dr. Marvel Oga. Dr. Marvel Oga, you have two very interesting and unique names. I would love to get to know more about you and the origin of your names, perhaps after this. I'm sure you must have had this reference, Dr. Marvel. Thank you so much. That pitch was awesome. If you've never heard of LBS before, today you have been in LBS. So thank you for that. Our role players today, Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne, Toastmaster Chisom, my good friend, Toastmaster Abby. She was supposed to shop today, but she gave us precious hours of her time today. So thank you for that. Thank you. Big Mike, I want to acknowledge you today. Thank you so much for being here. Distinguished Toastmaster Kayode Yusuf. Distinguished Toastmaster Kayode Yusuf, you are very special to me. You've impacted me in so many ways, even you do not know. And I'm sure it's like that for a lot of us here. So thank you so much for being here. Time will not permit me to mention the names of each and everyone here today, but I want you to know that if you are here at this point in time, in this very moment, you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. I want you to know that I personally appreciate you. If you're here to learn more about Toastmasters or LBS or both, or if you are from both clubs like Toastmaster Pradeep, I really appreciate you being here. Please fill the links so that we would get back to you. Thank you so much for putting this together, for being here. The speakers, Toastmaster Juliet, Toastmaster Lake and Mimi, I appreciate you all. At this point, I would close the meeting, but the meeting room will open. Please, guests, stay behind so that we can get to know you better. We could have done this, but because of time, we couldn't. So please stay and chat with us. We'll be here. We can, we can talk about Toastmasters or LVS or both. So thank you very much. I declare this meeting closed.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice one. Nice one.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. We're happy.
Up my you.
United for life.
Victory. 4-1.
I agree. Yeah, this was a crackerjack meeting. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Joy, it's good to see you again.
Yay,
Toastmaster Chidi, it was great. Great to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. Chisom, thank you so much.
Thank you all for having me. Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Abby. Pleasure. Take care.
I'll connect with you. I'll connect with you.
Definitely. I look forward to it. Good night. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
The pleasure is mine, my brother. The pleasure is mine.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yes.
I saw good luck.
Now I have to.
Oh, yes.
Thank
you.
Hey.
Hey, everybody. Boss man. Good to meet you. Wow. I'm not so fresh.
I want to be like you when I grew up. It was a wonderful meeting today. I wish I was part of the role players. I was supposed to be, but somehow I missed the opportunity.
I represented you now.
Definitely, and you did quite well. And this your background. I always trip for it.
Yeah, I see Nora King smiling at us.
We need to start discussing LBS Toastmasters Club.
So actually, there used to be a club in LBS, so we need to start discussing how to revive the club.
Definitely.
Right. I will take up that discussion with the team, the LBS team.
Fantastic.
And Big Mike, when we come to Abuja, that fisherman soup.
on a serious note, where can I get it in Lagos? Because the best one I had was when I went to Calabar. Where can I get a good one in Lagos?
Yeah, and Pradeep, don't worry, I'll inbox you. I'll DM you.
Try yellow chili.
Yeah, Joy, please, let that inbox go round.
Please, let
that inbox go round.
Because food is my hobby, so if anything talk about food, you have my attention.
I love that hobby, man. That's a very good hobby.
Hi, Toastmaster Nora, I see you. Your video is up now. Toastmaster Nora is one of our sponsors for Festac Toastmasters Club. She actually gave us a venue. She gave us a meeting place.
Wow, bless your heart, Nora. Bless your heart.
Elizabeth told me that, don't tell her I said this, but Elizabeth told me that she's up for the charter president of Festac Toastmasters Club.
I support it. I support it. Yes.
We support that.
Support, say aye.
I start calling you Her Excellency.
Exactly. And by the way, so how is the celebrity business going?
Oh, my brother, here and there, there's more swag than cash. I would really like more of the cash.
You're living the life on the ground.
I'm more interested in the cash, so please don't be shy.
I was in one meeting where TM Chizom, if you see his paraphernalia, you go faint. So anytime I'm seeing Chizom as Toastmaster of the day, I always keep a glass of water or something in my hand so that I will not faint. His paraphernalia that day was like, too much.
Let me tell you what one little bird told me too. So I was in Abuja once, and some lady was talking about this MC that feels so fly and feels is so handsome and everything. I was like, let me have a look at this person we're talking about. Like, she spoke about this person for so long. And I was like, I know this guy. She was like, what? You have to introduce us. I said, no, I am not introducing you. You have to make some payments.
I guess it's working.
That was how I actually got to know that Chisom was into the MC business. So, Chisom, celebrity thou art.
Thank you. The funny thing is, most of it is happening online now. So actually,
but I think you have mastered that. You have mastered that MC of online, because so many MCs which we know from the pre-COVID era, they are known for physical event, but I think you have mastered the art of online MC. It's amazing. It's fantastic you are doing.
True. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You carried it well, man. That was wonderful.
Yeah, I had to do it because people are getting married
even
on Zoom now. It's amazing how things are developing. So
look at the entry. Look at the entry he gave to himself at today's meeting. Now, only the entry.
Right? Like seriously, I was like, okay.
And the full, I don't know, the full form of TMOD. Chisom, give us again the full form of TMOD.
Too much order. Too much order.
Too much order. Hey.
So you have started mixing with the boys in Oshodi. MC Oluwamos are cool.
Brother, those boys will save you when last man misbehaves. So.
You and this last man,
Any guests in the house? We get to meet our guests. Any guests around?
That is hiding.
My brother is around, Mr. Kunde Ajakbe is in the house. Mr. Michael is also around. Wow.
Oh, wow.
A lot of my people are around.
Plenty people here.
I'm telling you, Mr. Golab is there.
I can see.
Oh, okay.
Uche Caleb.
Kirti is also here. Kule.
Jemima.
Michael.
Kirti.
Yeah, I'm here.
Michael
is also here. Wow.
Where I am, give me a moment before you can see, but we can talk.
Don't worry, this is not a table topics now.
That's my brother from Ghana. I know your voice. Even if you off your camera, I know your voice. I know your voice. That's Mr. Michael Abu from Accra, Ghana.
Oh, lovely. Thanks.
How are you, Michael?
How's Accra these days?
I'm doing well. I'm good.
Please, Michael, don't bring the jollof rice issue today, okay? Jollof rice issues today.
Don't try it.
My words.
Don't try it.
The jollof rice issue.
Please, let's go there today, okay?
Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there.
No, I will lose. I know I will lose because the way they are football fans and Nigerians, I know I will lose.
Yes. Jollof fans, that's what we have here.
Michael will be in Lagos next week. No, upper week for 2 days training. He's a facilitator in sales and marketing. So he'll be here for 2 days. He has a 2 days program at Sheraton Lagos upper week.
Fantastic.
Michael, waiting for you.
Yes. I'm excited to
Michael, please make sure to have the jollof rice, the original one, and then some shaman soup.
Don't go there.
You know what I'll do for you? Anytime you are in Ghana, Paddy will tell you. Anytime you are in Ghana, I'll invite you home. Okay. And then I'll let my wife do jollof for you. And then you determine which one is best.
As long as I'll get food out of that deal, I'll take you up on
it. Pradeep was in Ghana, and then we did jollof for him. But Pradeep says that I don't eat overnight food. So give me what I can eat today. So we gave him the jollof. He said, no, this one is too much. Nigeria jollof is best. And then he eats some, and I see that he's packing some into the fridge. So I knew that, okay, but he doesn't eat food overnight. The following day I went and the jollof was finished.
Michael, calm down now, Michael.
Otumba, you're in betrayal. Otumba, you're in betrayal. Otumba, you have to face panel. You have to face panel.
I told him Nigeria jollof is the best. Oh.
So I understand, Pradeep. Otumba, if you say Nigeria jollof is the best, I agree.
He didn't want the food to wait. He's a foodie. He just didn't want the love.
Exactly. Pradeep doesn't like overnight food.
But those who like food, those who like food,
yeah.
Ghana, next time try the rice balls. They are amazing. A simple, amazing with the groundnut soup. That one I can testify. That is Ghana specialty. Rice balls with groundnut soup, chicken groundnut soup.
So he's listing the delicacies.
Very deep. Otumba, this meal you are talking about is Pro Maxo.
I didn't tell you.
It's not regular at all.
It's a deep one. Very deep one.
So
my brother Kunle is in the house.
If any of you in Ghana, let me know.
Yep.
Michael, I will take you up on that.
Otuma is my brother. So once you get Otuma, you get to see me.
Aha. Nice.
I think I found you on LinkedIn, so I'll just connect with you on LinkedIn.
Okay, that's good. You see the handsome face, right?
Rotarian Kirti. Rotarian Kirti is a prospective Toastmaster. Rotarian Kirti is in the house. Even my brother Kunle is hiding. I don't know why he's shy. Dare, show face now. I don't know why people are hiding.
I mean, with this thing, sometimes it's not easy to just come online. If you're a lady, you have to worry about your wig. If you're a man, you
hello.
See my mentor. See my mentor. He wants to go out, Abby. My mentor is putting face mask. My mentor wants to go out. Oh.
Yeah, I need to go finish my washing in the laundry. So.
That's my mentor. That's my president. I joined the club when he was the president. So he's my president and always remain my president. And he's my mentor. When I joined, luckily I was praying that he should be my mentor. And God listened to my prayers and he's my mentor. Hey, God is good. God is my mentor and my president anytime. Now he's my DTM.
For most of us, yeah.
It's my DTM.
It was one of those that showed us the way when we were just
yes. I agree.
I have personally had the privilege of meeting some very, very crackerjack Toastmasters, to be honest. Some of them no longer active, but it's been a great journey with the people I've met here.
It's a family. It's a family. It's a big family. Amazing. There's only 4 of us talking. Where are the other people in the house now?
I think I'll be taking my leave now alongside.
I know, we saw you. We saw you preparing, so we can't hold you anymore.
Yeah. This has been amazing.
Have a good one. I have to run too.
Mr. Gulab, thank you. TM Kirti. Am I saying TM? Rotarian, a prospective Toastmaster. Kunle Ajagbe. Hello. Dare. Okay, Dare has on the video. Dare, well done.
Yeah,
okay.
Hello.
Debbie is in the house.
Yeah.
These are prospective Toastmasters. Debbie, when are you going to become Toastmaster? Dare, are you still thinking? Have you not made up your mind?
I'm not thinking again.
Why?
No, I'm not thinking. I really enjoyed every bit of everything.
So waiting remain. Waiting remain. Waiting remain.
I'll join soon.
Oh yeah. That's nice. Deb, thank you.
You're welcome.
My divisional director.
Otumba, it was a successful
Amazing work.
Thank you.
Amazing
Thank
work.
you
Amazing work.
Thank you for making us do this, and thank you for,
I think it comes to you naturally. All these things, it comes to you naturally. I don't think it's something stressful to you. It comes to you like, we think this one is okay now, it's okay now. I think they go just the flow,
I'm trying my best.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, but I'm happy we're able to pull this off. And the turnout was really impressive.
At the time, we were 94.
Yeah, so we went as high as 94. That's really cool.
I was trying to get people. I was trying to get 6 more people to come in. I said, when it's 100, I'll take a screenshot. It never 100 did not happen. But it's okay.
Well, yes.
As well.
So now take it to the next level. I'm sure people showed, because people were really interested in the MBA. There were questions.
Yeah.
So I'm certain people would sign up for it. I'm certain people would sign up.
Let's see the feedback from the Toastmasters Google form and the LBS form. Let's see. Follow. All right. I think we should call it a day.
Yes. We should.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Have a fantastic weekend ahead. Take care.
All right. Take care.
Abubakar Kimba.
All right. Thank you.
Everybody. Thank you so much, boss.
I just took a break. Thank you so much, guys. This was awesome.
Thank you. All right. Take care.
Well done.
All right.
Bye. All right.
Bye.
All right.
Take care, everyone. Yeah.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, Bobby was here. I didn't notice. Oh, he just left.
Who?
The division director for Division A. I just saw.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Notice he was. I didn't even notice he was in the room. I
Okay.
wonder how he with our English. Oh, wow.
Okay, Mr. Gulab has shown face finally.
Yeah, good night, Pradeep. Good night.
Thank you for joining in.
Good to see you, Gulab.
Mr. Gulab.
He's joining all the way from Dubai.
Wow.
Wow. International
impressive.
connect. That's good.
We're international now.
Right.
Yes, so,
Well done. Thanks for coming.
joining us.
all right. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
All right.